also a lot of great members of the AM community, and I just keep coming back. Good to hear every one of you, and season's greetings to all of you. Here it comes back, Kev. WA4KM, KK4GZQ.
Okay, Kev. Well, you're sounding good, and I enjoy the projects when you're doing them too on at the shack up there, and always good to hear from you as well. And thanks for stopping by. You got no excuses now. It's the off season. Always good to hear you. Okay, let's send it down there to Lakeland. I believe that's Florida, or is it Georgia? No, that's Florida. I'm thinking of Lake Park. W0JZG, Kevin, next Kevin in line. Come on in the pre-net. This is the Monday Night Eagle WE4AM pre-net. The net will follow in about 20 minutes. Well, matter of fact, hold on one second before I send it to you there, Kevin Lakeland. Let me see if we got anybody that's not on the pre-net roster that would like to get on here for this evening's net. If you'd like to get on the roster, please come now. This is WE4KM.
W4 diddle diddle.
K5HFG. Whiskey 9 Tango Alpha Bravo.
Okay, boy, I tell you, W9, I barely heard you that time, Tom. I heard Roy, his audio cut through, but it's rough. I got W4 diddle diddle and W9TAB. Anyone else?
WA4FUU.
K5HFG.
Okay, I dropped my pen. Thank you. I didn't hear him. You may have to help me with Don, and that's odd. We normally got in there. Okay, and I got K5HFG, and I think I heard another one. Is there one more? Hey, Richard. Good to hear you. WA4FUU. Okay, I thought I heard somebody was pretty strong. Okay, well, we'll move on down the list, but hold on. Let me make sure I didn't forget anybody. Does anyone else like to get on the pre-net roster?
Whiskey 4, Whiskey Foxtrot Lima.
Okay, all right, now we'll send it down there to W0JZG. Kevin, it's over to you for your comments here in the pre-net, and hope you're doing well this evening. WA4KM.
Alrighty, WA4KM and the Eagle Net. Pre-net, WV0JZG. Well, band conditions are not good. I'm showing a geomagnetic storm now, but they're saying we should have one. There's a CME headed this way, and I don't like to see any current data on the internet, but the signals are real. Coming in, Dr. John, you're actually coming in pretty decent. W4KM, you're coming in good from the City of Gold.
Okay, well, I caught most of that, and you kind of fell out at the end, but hopefully the band will straighten out. Good to hear you, Kevin. And we'll pick up John down there. John, the Ranger and the QRO is doing a good job, making beautiful AM audio, too, with a strong signal. So that thing's doing its job. K4VZS, WA4KM.
WA4KM, K4VZS.
Oh, I appreciate the comment. You know, you work on this stuff and you try to get it all going, and then somebody says it sounds good, and it makes you feel good. But I still enjoy doing it. I'm a lot slower, but you know how it is. Anyway, it's putting out, let's see, I don't know, about 375, I guess. It's somewhere right around there. So it's doing its thing. I think I'm running a grand total of about 6 or 7 watts from the Ranger. That's it's turned back as about as far as I can go. Anyway, the band is a little poor down here on the coast, but I can still copy a few stations pretty well. WA4KM, K4VZS, excuse me.
I got you, John. Well, that's doing a good job. I've had a QR. I've had 2 of them, and I still got the one originally I bought new about 12 or so years ago, and just a great amp. And low drive, high power. I love Tetros. A lot of people like to try those. I love low drive Tetros. That's just me. The 41000s, the 46800s, and so on, any of them fours. But now I do love my 3CX 3000. It's a hoss. But anyway, okay. Let's see here, Manuel. What you talking on this evening? I'm just curious. KW4TV, WA4KM.
WA4KM. I'm on the one time tonight. I'm running about, I don't know, 6 watts into it, Kevin. Tonight's a bad night for everybody. The old band is really bad. It's noisy out there, and it's hard for anybody to break through. I heard John pretty good, but everybody else is way down. But maybe we'll make it through the night and get everybody on the pre-net and checked in. But anyway, I'm hearing you and sound pretty good. But like I said, the noise is tough tonight. So with that, Kevin, I'll turn it back over to you, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to find Kevin.
All righty, I'm glad it's working for you and working good. That's another one of them low drive amps with big power out. So it's working good. Sounds good too. All righty, well that's good. I'm glad. I was sweating as soon as I said, "Has he got that thing in the house yet?" And I said, "I don't know. Let me check." So I'm glad you got it all going, and that makes me feel good now. I think you're going to be real happy. I know I was. Okay, we're going to send this up there to Indiana. Every time I think of that, I think of Indiana Jones. My good friend Dan. Dan, come on in here. W4CDJ in the pre-net for the Eagle AM net fixing to follow. It's over to you, sir.
WA4KM. Roundtable there. This is W4CDJ, Dan in Indiana. And you can look it up on the calendar. My last name is Jones. But I'm not related to Harrison Ford. Hi. Well, I don't have a whole lot to add here. I mean, I just had supper and come down to the shack and still had some stuff turned on, and just wanted to jump in there and say hello. Good to hear the other Kevin down there in Nonsuch, Kentucky. I guess you're on that new rig. The audio's not what I'm used to hearing, Kevin, but you'll get it figured out. It's got plenty of punch, that's for sure. It's just not as I don't know what I call mellow or smooth or hi-fi, high fidelity that I'm used to hearing out of you, but you'll get it, no doubt. And Kevin there in Nonsuch, I found that disc or that floppy disk for that other rig that you carried home the other day, so hopefully that'll help you out a little bit about working on that thing, and I can get it going. And we'll be down your way, and we're coming back your way the 13th there, Kevin in Nonsuch, so don't forget me. Anyway, other than that, we're on the T368. Not a whole lot to add. Just been a cold, dreary, damp day here today, and keep throwing wood in the wood stove downstairs. That's about it. Back to you, Kevin. Thanks for picking me up. Do appreciate it. Everybody sounding good. WA4KM. Whiskey 4 Charlie Delta Juliet. Indiana Jones.
I tell you, you got a great signal. That T368 is doing you a good job. It sounds good too. Audio's great. All righty, well, we'll break with Mr. Dan, and we had 3 Kevins in a row, and then here on the end we had Richard and WFI 2 Richards. I don't know, kind of crazy. Roy, what's going on down there in Pensacola? W4I Diddle Diddle in the pre-net. This is WA4KM.
All right, thank you, Kevin. This is W4I Diddle Diddle, Roy in Pensacola. And just sitting around here drinking black coffee, smoking my pipe, and enjoying ham radio. Well, the band ain't cooperating with us right now. My friend says we just have to do with what we got to work with for where we are. Well, I'll cut it short, Kevin, and pick the rest of it up on the net here in a few minutes. Back to you. Appreciate you picking me up, Kevin. Sound good. Back to you from W4I, Diddle, Pensacola.
All right, Roy. Well, you sounding good, and yeah, the band's just kind of up and down. Like I said, even Sam earlier. Sam went from 30 over to S9 and about not here, and then back up, which is odd. We're usually, we got a pipeline, but that's all right. We'll get through it. We ain't gonna harp on it too much. Okay, well, let me see. Let me send this down there to Mr. Tom, T-A-B. Tom, what you got for the pre-net? Anything good going on with all them great grandkids? WA4KM.
WA4KM, WA4KB, good evening. Hope you can hear me, Kevin. Yeah, the band conditions are doing real good about 4 o'clock. I'll tell you what, I was down here earlier. Since then, I guess that CME coming in and messing everything up. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Christmas shopping. Getting everything ready for them, and of course that's a big old deal. Got 45 Christmas presents purchased. That's for the grandkids and grandkids, and then their parents and daughters and everything. I'll tell you what, that's a herd right there. But anyway, back to the pre-net here. Thanks, Kevin, for doing the pre-net. I'll tell you what, this is rough. Pretty much hearing everybody.
Okay, Tom, I tell you what, you got 27 grandkids and great-grandkids, 30 plus. I tell you what, you have to float along just to buy all the Christmas presents, but that's good. Family's always good. All righty, it's 10:10, and this is WA4KM, and we're in the pre-net of the Monday Night Eagle AM net, which will be following here in about 10 minutes. Be the WE4AM. Everyone's invited. And moving right along, and I may need some help. He may can hear me, but let me, Manuel, listen out. I'm going to send it Don's way out there on Tick Ridge. He might need to get on top of that ridge this evening. K5HFG, Don, it's over to you. WA4KM.
WA4KM. This is K5HFG. I hear you fine, Kevin. I did switch antennas. I went over to the inverted L. And I was on the long end fed, but I don't know. I'm not hearing a lot of guys that I usually hear. But your signal wasn't that strong. Now you're 5 to 10 over. So I think the antenna did the trick. But maybe Manuel's right. Maybe the conditions are that poor. I was hoping they wouldn't be. I haven't been on here for 2 weeks. And I'm still trying to recover from the Thanksgiving. I drove up to Pennsylvania and spent a week up at my son's house, and we got back last Wednesday. And I don't think I'm still recovered from it. That's a long drive. Everybody else, I can hear you, but not as strong as usual. K5HFG.
Well, okay, Don. Yeah, I bet it's starting to get pretty cold up there in PA, too. I know it's always fun to visit with family, that's for sure. I tell you, nothing like family. All righty, we're fixed to grab a couple Richards here now. Well, let me see, before I pick you up there, FUU and then that WFL, let me take a brief pause here and see if we've got anybody that would like to get on the pre-net roster this evening for the WE4AM. If you'd like to get on the pre-net roster, please come at this time, WA4KM.
Whiskey Bravo 4, Kilo, Juliet.
K4 CVI, Ken, down in Macon.
K4 KHV.
Okay, I got, there was one I couldn't, he was light on me. I heard K4, I believe that's Charlie Victor India, Ken down there in Macon. And, of course, I got Mr. Jimmy, KHV. And there was a WB station that come in there right at the beginning. I got WB and the band fell out. Could you try it again? Guys, help me out here if I lose it.
Hey, Kevin, it's Greg, Golf, Romeo, Echo, Golf, WB4, KKJ.
Did you, Manuel or Manuel, could you copy him?
That was Greg, WB4KKJ. Greg.
Okay, WB4KKJ, okay. Sorry, Greg, the band's just in bad shape, and my antenna, I guess, is just not doing what it's supposed to, but I got you on the roster. Okay. Moving right along, let's pick up Richard. Richard, appreciate all that you do for all these AM nets. Hope you're doing good this evening. WA4FUU, WA4KM.
WA4KM and WA4FUU. Kevin, we're doing fine, and looking forward to the holidays. I want to wish everybody an upcoming Merry Christmas. This is really rough, I'm telling you. I started listening about 45 minutes ago and had a good copy on everybody, but it's just gone you know where. So, hey, Kevin, I'm not going to hold it. I'll look forward to listening and possibly talking to everybody tonight on the net. So I'm going to turn it back to you, and I want to thank you for all that you do. WA4KM from WA4FUU. Take it away, Kevin. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Richard. Appreciate all that you do helping us with all these nets. You're a good asset to the AM society, world, or whatever. All righty, Richard, W4WFL. Good talk with you and Manuel Sam the other night. We talked for several hours, and I had a great time. It's over to you for your comments. W4WFL in the pre-net. This is WA4KM.
Sort of hoping that as the Earth keeps turning away from the sun this evening, that it'll slightly improve. But don't look like it. Looks like we're in for a radio blackout tonight. So anyway, I'll say 73s to everybody. We're going to be standing by for the Eagle Net. This is W4WFL.
Richard, really liking that Villarica Viking. Kevin, over.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. The Villarica Viking's still at large, and old John done a good job getting it up and going. I've got another Viking too over here too, and that was my first radio years ago. I still got it. That and a HQ 170. All righty, WB4KKJ, Greg. What you got for the pre-net? WA4KM. Yeah, go ahead, Greg. If that's you, man, let me know when it's done. I'm having a hard time hearing him. Yeah, KKJ, it's over to you.
All right, Kevin, I just want to give you a peek. I know you're busy and conditions are not good, so I'm going to turn it back over to you and try the net here. So,
Cody, thank you.
Yeah, you're down just a little bit on the band, but you went from nothing to 20 over. That just goes to show you. Couldn't hardly hear you start, and then boom, you just like you flipped a switch. So band's crazy, but good to hear you, Greg. I got a good copy there at the end, really good, 20 over. Anyway, let's go down there and pick up Ken and Macon, K4CVI. Go ahead and make one in the pre-net for the Monday night Eagle AM net.
Okay, Roger, WA4KM, K4CVI. Appreciate y'all having me tonight. First time on, second time on AM, so it's pretty interesting. Found out about the 3885 and thought I'd come back in here tonight and give it a shot. I will say that the band is in a mess. I was on 20 meters earlier and it was almost useless. So it's probably affecting this frequency also. It's about the same way. But anyway, looking forward to the net, and again, Kevin, thanks for having me. WA4KM, K4CVI.
Okay, Ken. Well, you're sounding good up here. Good, solid copy. So the band must be long. I'm hearing you really good. The guy's a little closer, so yeah, we just do what we can. All righty. Well, let me see what Mr. Jimmy's doing. K4KHV. Mr. Jimmy, how you doing this evening? WA4KM.
Good evening, Kevin, and everybody that can copy. Everybody ain't going to be able to compliment, I'm sure, but we're doing pretty good. Had laryngitis for about almost 2 weeks, and just getting out of that, so we won't be in here too long. But man, you are those. And Kevin, when you first came on, you were about 230 and 40 over. And you dropped down to an S9. Always a good signal, but just on the meter, it dropped down there. But we had about 6 inches of rain in the last couple 3 days. Had a pretty day today. Maybe about 70. I heard it in the room there, but I appreciate you letting us in, Kevin. We don't show up after a while, you know, the band just dropped out on us.
All right, Mr. Jimmy. Well, you sound good as always, and yeah, ain't nothing we can do about the band, but you're balling in here, so no problems whatsoever. Okay, well, all right. I was looking, something's going on over here on my, there we go. I thought I heard something sizzling. Okay, well, we've reached that magical time, guys. Appreciate all the guys that stopped by for the pre-net and got on the roster. So let's kick this Monday Night Eagle AM net off. And everyone's welcome, the ones that's out there listening, shortwave. We appreciate y'all listening, the emails and the comments, and we'll kick this thing off. Okay, is the frequency clear? Alrighty, hearing nothing. This is the Eagle AM WE4 AM net operating on 3885 kilocycles in the AM mode. This is a directed net, and your net control this evening is Kevin, and my call is WA4KM. I'll be the net control for the Eagle AM Club net WE4 AM this evening. The net begins taking check-ins usually in a round table. We'll start around 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, daylight savings time, and then the actual net, the club net, will follow at 6 Central and 7 Eastern until we change the times. At this time, I'd like to take a 30-second quiet reflection period in memory and appreciation for all essential personnel, silent keys, and anyone suffering from illnesses. And we'll start the 30 seconds now. Alrighty, I appreciate that. I bumped it up a little bit, guys. Maybe y'all can hear me a little better. I wasn't running. I looked up and I was only running about 250 watts of carry. I don't know what happened. That's what I was looking at earlier. I'm back up to about 375 now, so maybe y'all can hear me a little better. I don't know. The band gods are in control. Alrighty, before taking regular check-ins, is there any QRP or mobile stations wishing to try to get in this evening? If so, please come now. This is WE4 AM. Okay, hearing nothing. All right, I've got a list here, and before we'll take stations with the prefixes, we'll start with the Whiskey, Kilo, November, and Alpha. If you're already on the list, and I'll run through it real quick, you don't need to check in, but if not, you don't hear your call, you can come on in, and I'll try to go through this real quick with just a suffix. I got Dr. John, M.E., Sam, THQ, Mr. Mac, AX, GZ, Q, Kevin, GZG, Kevin, VZS, John, TV, Manuel, CDJ, Dan, iDiddle, Roy, TAB, Tom, HFG, Don, FUU, Richard, WFL, Richard, and KKJ, Greg, and CVI, Ken and Macon, and KHV, Mr. Jimmy. Okay, I've got y'all on the list. If you're not on the list and you have a whiskey prefix, please come down at this time. This is WE4 AM.
W4 kilowatt radio.
All righty. Good evening, Stan. It's rough in here this evening with the band, but good to hear you. You got a big signal coming in, by the way. All righty. Do we have any more whiskeys?
Whiskey 4, Papa Bravo, Sierra.
Let's see. I believe that was Whiskey 4, Papa Bravo. Was it Sierra? Did I get that right?
Yeah, Roger. 94 PBS.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I got you on there. I'm sorry. Band's in bad shape, guys. You'll have to bear with me. Okay, all righty. Let's see. Let's move on to kilos. If you have a kilo prefix and like to get on the roster for the Eagle AM net, please come at this time. WE4 AM.
WE4 AM. KB4 PSI. Name is Tommy, Kevin.
W4 AM. This is Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot Zulu Oscar.
Okay, let me tell you what I got. Let's see, I had Stan, PBS, okay, and I got KB4, Papa Sugar India, Tommy, and KA3FZO. Is there any more kilos?
Kilo Whiskey 4 Zulu Zulu.
Alrighty, another Florida, let's see, KW4ZZ. Okay, any more kilos? Okay, how about November? Do we have any November calls? Please come now. This is WE4 AM. Okay, and how about Alpha calls? Do we have any Alpha calls that'd like to get on the roster this evening? Please come now. WE4 AM. Okay, do we have any calls of any kind? Okay, and there's Greg. And the reason I do any kind, we were in here one night and I asked for, went through the call list and there was a VE3 up in Canada checked in. So I always just say any calls of any kind because you never know with the band who might be listening and wanting to get on the roster. Well, I got almost a whole page here, guys. I appreciate it. And we'll go ahead and we'll start back up here on the list. And it's a long one, guys. KN4 Mike Echo, you're first on the list this evening. It's over to you for your comments. This is WE4 AM.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. WE4 AM and the net KN4 Mike Echo. Lots of stations in here, and I don't have much else to add. We've had a good pre-net. Little feedback, and it's just great to hear the activity. So hopefully the band will hold up, and with that, back to you, Kevin. We'll look forward to Tuesday and Thursday nights. WE4 AM, KN4 ME.
Okay, Dr. John, yeah, we had a good round table before the net. Lots and lots of people. It was a good one. I enjoyed that about as good as tonight. And hopefully tomorrow we'll be doing the same as well on the Tuesday night SMRC. Okay, next on the list, speaking of that, here comes my co-partner for tomorrow night. and good friend of many, many years, 30-plus years, KF4TXQ. It's over to you over on Sandy Creek, WE4AM.
All right, WE4AM and the WE4AM net. This is KF4TXQ, and that crazy old sun got nothing to do but mess with our signals all day. But that's the way it goes. But anyway, you're sounding really good, Kevin. Your signal has held up consistently, and cause you got such an efficient radiating, I guess, tune circuit in your antenna up there. Your feed point is making good RF, and it's beating the craziness in the propagation. You're just coming in great. But I wish I could say that for everybody, but that's not the case. It's probably not holding up for me either. But anyhow, we're going to do the best we can. I am looking forward to tomorrow night, and I sure hope that we don't inherit these conditions tomorrow night. I just assume we have favorable conditions without all this craziness. But that's the way it is. Propagation is a crazy fella, so, you know, we just have to live with it. But all right, Kevin, you're doing great, and I hope you and Miss Susie are having something good to eat for tonight. So back to net, WE4AM, and everybody on the net. This is KF4TXQ, and diddly-dotty-da.
All right, Sam, I tell you, you're booming in there now. No question about it. He's good. Maybe the band's straightening out. You're loud, and looking forward to tomorrow night on the SAMRC net tomorrow. Same time, same frequency. All righty, let's see. And we got a long list, guys, so I'll try to get on with it. W4AX, Mr. Mack up in Ball Ground. It's over to you, sir, for your comments. And by the way, I don't see what you think about an ideal 747 clamp meter. It's like a fluke. I picked one up today from a guy that, well, he's sending it to me. See if you know anything about those. Over to you, Mac. WE4AM.
All right, WE4AM, W4AX. Thanks so much, Kevin. I'll keep it short. Thanks for running the net. Yeah, it's a fine amp meter. I think you'll enjoy it. So hopefully you got a good deal on it. And around here, I've been making Christmas presents. I make all the Christmas presents that I give. And so it takes me a while to do that, but I'm in high gear, a lot of woodworking and laser CNC and CNC milling going on. John, when it comes to your VZS, be interested to know if you got your 610 going. And Jimmy, KHV, thanks so much again. I'm on the Gates BC1T. Back to you, Kevin, and thanks again. WE4AM, W4AX Ball Ground.
All right. Well, Mac, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I knew you'd know about that. I've researched them, and I like the numbers on the bottom of that meter and on the top so you can actually see it. I've got a couple other ones, but I like that one. I got a pretty good deal, about half price on it, which I can't wait to get it in, of course. Anyway, okay, and speaking to John, he can answer you, let's see. Well, I'll go ahead and call on him. He's one more below us. K4VZS, over to you, and maybe you can answer John. This is WE4AM.
WE4AM, K4VZS. Well, it's getting rough down here, Kevin. I could hardly copy Mac. And Mac, if you're listening now, I'm going to try and make it in the morning. I keep saying that, but anyway. Other than that, you're very brave tonight, Kevin, taking this net. This is quite a net. Appreciate it, bro, and keep up the good work. Anyhow, not much else to say, so I'll give it back to you and sit over here and see what happens. WE4AM, K4VZS in Pensacola.
Well, okay, John. Well, if I was here, I guess I'd been the middleman. I'm hearing you good, and I did hear Mac as well. he's on the gates this evening, he said, and he was sounding good up here. But there again, you know, like the old saying is, I'd rather have good propagation than all the power in the world, because propagation is going to win every time. Of course, it don't help to have a little bit of power to help get through it. Anyway, let me send this up to Nonesuch, Kentucky. KK4GZQ, Kevin, it's over to you for your comments in the Monday Night Eagle AM net.
Okay, Kevin, real good. W4AM with the Eagle Net, KK4GZQ. Kevin here in Nonesuch, and season's greetings to everybody on the net. And like you, Kevin, I enjoyed the pre-net and the net here tonight about as good as I've enjoyed anything in a long time. It's been really good listening to you guys. And Kevin, thank you for running the pre-net and the net. You do a great job, and your 40 over net control is just really easy to copy. I've copied everybody that's checked into the net so far, running 7300 just with a stock mic tonight with a Commander 2500 amplifier, about 300 watts out there on a full wave loop here at about 75 feet, about 55 feet. Other than that, that's all I got, Kev. And to Dan, W4CDJ, Indiana Jones up there. Dan, we'll see you on the 13th. Looking forward to seeing you again. And hello again to Roy, W4I Diddle Diddle. Sounds good down there with his, think he said he had his pipe out and really enjoying the net. And I'm sure he's looking good and feeling good. Back to you, Kevin. Thanks for running the net. W4AM, KK4GZQ. 73, everybody.
Boy, you come way up from the pre-net. You're really loud, and I appreciate it, Kevin. Always good to hear you. And yeah, Jones. I hope I didn't brand him, but that's a good thing. He was an awesome character. Anyway, all righty. Well, let's see. Where am I at here? The next Kevin we got down in Lakeland, Florida. W0JZG. Come on in here. This is WE4AM.
All righty. Well, good evening, everyone in the net. Last time you turned it over to me, VZS was double with me, so I don't know what happened. Maybe nobody's copying. Band is terrible. Your signal goes from 10 over 9 to S7 down into the crud. So it's just conditions. I don't see anything in any of the sites.
All righty. Well, good to hear you. You're a little bit light, but I did copy you. The antenna, like Sam was talking about earlier, I didn't come back and comment. Mine's the same thing like Sam's. I've got a ladder line double, 135 foot of wire on 81, well, a little more of that foot of ladder line, straight to the back of the tuner through the wall. No balance up the one that's in the AT5 tuner. And it's about, I'd say 60, 70 feet in the top of a big Georgia pine. All righty, and no loss. I like a ladder line antenna inverted V. Speaking of that, let me send this down there to my good friend from the tallest mountain in Georgia, which he came up here and visited with me for a couple of days, him and his wife, and we had a great time. KW4TV, this is WE4AM.
Okay, Kevin, thank you for picking me up. I'm in Florida, by the way, but not Georgia, but same place, just imaginary line. Well, the band is tough on everybody tonight. It's not discriminating against anybody. It's just real bad. We've had 6 inches of rain over here, kind of like Jimmy and John, VZS, hello over that way. Kevin, but our Kevin's was pretty low on me tonight. But we'll just make the best with what we got, and hopefully, man, the conditions will get better as we move on around. Mr. Jimmy over THV, I sure am glad you finally can help me. I had my lips spoke out the last few times when you heard everybody but me. So with that, Kevin, I'll turn it back to you, and thank you for picking me up. You always do a great job, and we'll turn it back to you. Go on to the KM. Nope, this is legal then, isn't it? KW4TV, get me straight, Sam.
All right. Well, you sounding good, man. You're out of the tallest mountain in Florida. Oh, you always sound good. The band's even in rough shape, and I'm copying no trouble whatsoever. And speaking of that, let me send it on down there to your neighbor with the pipe. Roy, it's over to you for your comments. This is WE4AM. Go ahead, Roy.
All right, thank you, Kevin. WE4AM. Wonderful evening for AM. No matter if the band's good, the conditions are good or not, it's always a wonderful evening for AM. This is W4I Diddle Roy in Pensacola. As Miss Minnie Pearl used to say on the Grundle Airplane, "Baby, I'm just so proud to be here." I really am. It's good to be here this evening. Kevin, I'm running Miss Daisy May this evening, a BMW 5100, a B model. Of course, the B stands for beautiful, and she's that and all and much more. An NC300 receiver, a pair of 813s, and a B&W amplifier. And that's the story from here, Kevin. The band seems to be getting a little worse than it was when we started. I couldn't hear Kevin up there in Nunchuck. I'm the Kevin in Florida. So there you are. It's fading out on the seams like all the time. So I'm going to turn it back to you, Kevin. Well, let me give you this little poem that I come up with the other day. Put out the cat, tune up the fiddle. Let's make a little R.F. with a high diddle diddle. And I'll turn it back to you, Kevin, with this little statement. I hope everybody out there in Radio Land feels as good as I look this evening, Kevin. Back to you with doing a great job with the net. Enjoyed every bit of it. Back to you, Kevin. W4I Diddle.
I hope you can hear me.
I heard you good. Anyway, all righty, Roy. Always good to hear you, and I love your little sayings, even if the other ones don't. But look forward to it. It's always good to hear you and your comments, Roy. All righty, next on the list we got Dan, Indiana Jones Dan up in Indiana. W4CDJ. By the way, you had a great signal earlier and beautiful audio. Tell me, I'm not sure if you're on the range or what you're on, but it's doing a great job. Over to you, Dan, for your comments in the Monday Night Eagle AM net.
Thank you, Kevin. W4AM. On the Monday Night Eagle net, this is W4CDJ, Dan, a.k.a. Indiana Jones, here in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Kevin in Nunsuch was talking about perfect north slopes. Yeah, we got a little ski area here about, well, maybe as a crow flies a mile, heading down over the hillside into Tanner's Creek Valley. Hadn't snowed here yet, but they're making snow every night when it gets below freezing. They got a bunch of them blowers and fans, water lines and everything, and it's pretty popular. People from all around come over here and break their legs and arms, whatever. A lot of time there, but I guess they have fun. Yeah, I know. I was talking about Indiana Jones and me no money. But I did date a girl when I was in high school. Her last name was Ford, but she wasn't related to Harrison or Henry either. Good job, Kevin. Fine job with the pre-net and the net. Appreciate you picking me up. Hope you all have a good evening. This is W4CDJ back to net.
Okay, Dan. Always good to hear you, and like I said, just a great signal, solid copy, and about 20 over, actually, good copy. All righty, we'll break with Dan, and well, I'll tell you, before we pick up Tom TAB, let me just take a standby here and see if we've got anybody else out there that would like to get on the Monday Night Eagle AM roster. If you're not on the list and would like to get on there, please come at this time. This is WE4AM.
Whiskey 4, Mike Alpha.
Okay, there he is, Whiskey 4 Mike Alpha. Okay, we'll pick you up here shortly. We got a pretty long list, but we'll try to get on through it pretty quick. Now, appreciate you stopping by. W9TAB, Mr. Tom, down there in Florida. This is WE4AM. Tom, what you got for the net? Filling in, and I don't mind at all. I'll fill in here, I'll fill in on Tuesday night and Thursday if need be or whatever to help keep this stuff going. Told Andy that years ago. Of course, I'm one of the younger ones in here, but I told him my health probably not as good as some, but I said as long as I can do it, I'll try to help out as long as I can, and I really enjoy it and consider each and every one of y'all my friend. All right, well, moving along, let's see here. Speaking of friends, let me pick up Don. We always see Don up in, look forward to it every year up in Dalton, Georgia. K5HFG on Tick Ridge. Don, it's over to you for your comments. This is WE4AM.
WE4AM, K5HFG on Tick Ridge. Yeah, Kevin, I just told somebody a couple days ago that it's less than 3 months to Dalton, and I can't wait. We'll have another good time. I hope it don't rain all weekend. It's been doing that lately. Anyway, I noticed the band took a pretty good dump, and I could just barely hear Tom, and that's unusual. But John M.E., he was loud and clear. And Mac was real good. And, of course, John down in Pensacola, signal, but that kind of all washed away here in the last couple minutes. But we still had a good time. So thanks for doing the net, Kevin. Good to talk to you. I missed being here for the last 2 weeks. Good to get back in the saddle. 73 to everybody on the net, and we'll do it again next week. WE4AM K5HFG. See you next week, guys.
All righty, I got a good copy on you that time, Don. 73s and sounding good out of Tick Ridge. All righty, next on the list, we've got Richard down there, and we appreciate Richard's net control here on the Eagle Net, and also trustee of the Gulf Coast Mullet Society net. And Richard's been a big part of the AM world for many years, and we appreciate all that you do, Richard. So let me send it down there to you. WA4FUU. This is WE4AM.
Not that good. It started out real good. Warmed up about 15 or so. I listened and I heard everybody without issue, but now everybody's kind of moving to the point that they're down in the noise, and I'm sure I'm no different. So Kevin, I want to thank you for everything that you do. You just do what's necessary and you stay in the background, and personally I think that's the way it should be. So, hats off to you. I'll say this evening, and good copy for those that I can hear. WE4AM from WA4FUU. Kevin, thanks again.
Okay, Richard, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. I really do. And like I said, I appreciate all that you do as well. Keep this stuff going. It's a good hobby, and we all love it. AM. It's a different kind of world. I hate to say it. I know it's AM and it's radioing, but it is what it is, as Sam would say. All righty. Let's see. Speaking of Richard, let's pick up W4WFL. Richard, how you doing this evening? This is WE4AM.
This is W4WFL, and greetings to the net, and just glad to be here, and in spite of the conditions, I still hear everybody and still having a good time, and this is just a part of AM radio on 80 meters that it's always up and down. So we have our good days, we have our bad days, but in all, I think it evens out to be good all the time. So anyway, just want to say hello to everybody, and we'll be standing by listening to the rest of the comments. So this is W4WFL in the western part of Florida.
No, all righty. Well, you sounded good, Richard. Appreciate you being there and being a regular here on the net. All righty, with that, he probably can hear me, Greg, down there, but man, you'll kind of help me listen out in case the band's getting a little squirrely. But I'm going to send it over to WB4KKJ. It's over to you, sir, for your comments. This is WE4AM. All righty, Greg. Well, you're sounding good. Like I said, the band's just kind of all over the place, but I am copying everybody surprisingly okay. But I am copying. But anyway, thank you for being there. Okay, next on the list we've got Ken down in Macon. K4CVI. It's over to you, sir, for your comments. This is WE4AM and the Monday Night Eagle AM net.
Okay, Roger there, Kevin. Thanks for having me on the net tonight. Good to hear everybody, and I'm actually hearing everybody so far also down here. And actually, I'm a little bit north of Macon. Makes it easier to tell everybody I'm in Macon, but I'm actually in Bolingbroke, which is about 20 miles north of Macon, and my license address is Juliet, so it kind of gets complicated. And if anybody's ever heard of the movie Fried Green Tomatoes, that was filmed in Juliet, and that's their legacy there. I reckon you can go by the Whistle Stop Cafe and have a meat and three or something like that. But it's a pretty cool little place. But anyway, the setup here, I'm running the 7300 into an 811H, running about 450 watts here carrier, looks like, and
running into a G5 RV. That's the story down here in Macon. Again, thank you for having me on the net, and I'll try to catch it again, try to make it a regular thing. I enjoy the AM thing. That's pretty cool. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Turn it back to you and net control. That's all I got tonight, I reckon. WE4AM, K4CDI.
Okay, Kevin, well, you're always welcome here, and appreciate you stopping by. And the 811's H, you said, was doing 400 watts. I bet those tubes are kind of glowing, but that's all right. You're making good AM or good RF, and you got a beautiful signal, and the 7300s make great AM. I've got one as well, and I know Sam and several others. They just make great AM and audio. They're just a great radio for what they cost. If they put that radio, I told somebody, in a big cabinet, they could probably ask 3 times their money for it. Anyway, all righty, 73's Ken, and we'll be here again tomorrow at same time, 3885, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, and then 30 minutes before that, you know, I got the pre-net tomorrow, and then Sam will follow it up. If you ain't doing nothing, stop on by. We'd love to have you. Okay, with that, let me send it down there to Mr. Jimmy, K4KHV. Jimmy, it's over to you for your comments. This is WE4AM.
Yes, K4KHV. Kevin, I'm not copying you all that well. I'm copying you, but not too many in the rest of them. There's nothing wrong. Sound, but kind of rough down this place. Appreciate the callers, though, and we'll be back maybe next time. 73 K4KHV.
Okay, Mr. Jimmy, yeah, I couldn't hardly hear you at first, and then you came up and then back down. So yeah, the band's just crazy, but I appreciate you giving us a call and a shout there, and it's always good to hear you on any of the nets. You've been a regular for many years, and we appreciate you being there. Okay, let's send this thing up. Let's go the other direction for a change and see if we can get some RF out of the Golden Corner. And Stan does the net. He'll have the net next week on the Tuesday night SMRC. Him and Alan in for OZI, and they do a great job as well. So, Stan, over to you for your comments. W4KR, this is WA4KM, or no, it's WE4AM.
Yeah, who are you, boy? WE4AM, W4KR. Good evening, Kevin. Good evening, everybody. You know, Kevin, something's real weird tonight because I'm copying everybody here. Some of the guys are not quite as loud as others, but copying haven't missed anybody. Even the guy down in Lakeland, the long transmission guy down there in Lakeland, he was coming through okay, and usually he's borderline. But it's real weird. And the big difference I'm seeing tonight, Kevin, is there's no I'm not hearing the QSB. Signals are just stable, and it's weird. Anyway, thanks for letting me in. Appreciate it. Good to hear you. Good to hear everybody. As I said, copying everybody really well. Yep, the whole crowd will be here tomorrow night. Last Tuesday night, I think we had 31 guys in there, Kevin. So it was pretty good session last week. Weather today here has been it's been overcast, but temperature in the high 50s, and with that, back to you, my friend, and keep on trucking. WE4AM, W4KR in the Golden Corner of South Carolina.
All righty. Well, I tell you what, it is a Golden Corner. You're loud. You're probably one of the loudest ones in here this evening. And wow, you hit 30, almost 40 over a couple times, so you're in that sweet spot up there in the Golden Corner. It's always good to hear you, Stan. Appreciate you being there. Okay, next on the list we got, let's see, W4PBS. It's over to you, sir, for your comments. This is WE4AM. Oh, I lost him. Is he still there?
Yeah, no, nobody. He didn't come back, Kevin.
Okay, I thought I heard something at the beginning. Okay, let me try one more time, but he's probably already gone. This was a long list, and the band is noisy, so I understand. W4PBS, are you there, sir? Okay, well, he must have RUNNOFT, as Sam would say. All right, next on the list we got Tommy, KB4PSI. Tommy, it's over to you for your comments. This is WE4AM.
WE4AM. Good evening to you, Kevin, and everybody on the net, KB4PSI. And I'm up here in the golden corner of eastern Tennessee. So, everybody sounds good to me up here tonight, Kevin. I don't know why, but signals are coming across the mountains and up through the valleys tonight. Got about 46 degrees up here, and just had a hard rain a little earlier, so I don't know. We got some weird stuff going on with the weather tonight. But anyway, you're doing a great job, Kevin, and as always, and it's good to hear everybody here tonight. Season's greetings to everyone, and I'll say good evening, and we'll try to check in with you maybe tomorrow night, Kevin. WE4AM, KB4PSI.
Okay, well, we appreciate you being there, Tommy. Got a good signal, too, by the way, and great audio. So, yeah, please come back tomorrow evening as a Batman show. Every time I say same time, same channel, I think of Batman from when I way back. They used to say that a lot. All righty, next on the list, we got KA3FZO. It's over to you, sir, for your comments. This is WE4AM.
WE4AM. WE4AM. This is KA3FZO. The name is Gary. We're located in Havana, Florida. And it's been a few years since we've checked into this net from when we lived over in Monticello a few years ago. And we've since moved over here and just got things set up recently. Special hello to VZS out there. Yeah. John over there, Milner. We're trying to make things go here. Not real well, but we're working on it. So anyway, I've copied every station tonight, and that's a good thing. We still have a few quirks in the antennas to work out, but we'll get it all fixed eventually. So WE4AM. This is KA3FZO, and thanks for picking me up, Kevin.
Yes, sir. Sure appreciate you being there, Gary. It's always a pleasure to hear you, and join us again tomorrow and Thursday, and then we'll do it all back in next Monday. Got a good signal, and thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Okay, this is the Monday Night Eagle AM net. This is WE4AM, and I've got about 3 more to go. But before we pick those guys up, let me see if take a pause here and see if we've got anyone else that would like to get on the Monday Night Eagle AM roster. If you'd like to get on there, please come at this time. WE4AM. I was going to say people probably ain't brave enough, but I don't blame them. The static's been rough, but that's okay. We had a long list and still got about 3 or 4 to go. So, KW4ZZ, it's over to you, sir, for your comments. This is WE4AM.
Zulu. And I'm here on Knob Hill next to Foster Farm. Well, I got to tell you this evening that the Knob Hill ain't got the conversation. Half the time, everyone's down in the mud that sees where I'm at, so I'm just having a difficult time listening. But it's still good to be here. And I'm going to go a little deeper than what Roy said. For me, as far as I'm concerned, every day on the green side of the grass is a good net, is a good day. And ham radio's a part of it.
just good to be here. Let me just set me brief to everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to come in here, and I pray that the Lord's blessings will be upon everyone that's on the net this evening. Kilo Whiskey 4 Zulu Zulu, back to microphone.
Okay, well, 73's to you too. Thanks for hanging around. I know we had a long list and it was kind of noisy, but thanks for being patient with us. We sure appreciate it. Okay, next on the list, we got Mr. Greg, WA4III. Greg, what's going on down there? Is it Hoover or Rogersville? I get it mixed up. It's over to you for your comments. WE4AM.
WE4AM. This is WE4AM. Well, let's see, I'm about 120 miles north of Hoover. We're down in Rogersville, 12 miles from the Tennessee state line. And anyway, today's been a nice day. I was going to this morning with there's no spam call. My sewage pump went out. So I changed that. And then had to go down to town, had to go to Wilmore, Alabama, and then on down to Aldous and get some groceries. I don't know what to do about that thing. But anyway, it'll quit ringing in a minute. It seems that I've just been running and got nothing accomplished other than that pump changed out. So, the volume is kind of up and down. I don't know, I don't know if it's solar flares or what, but whatever it is, it is kind of weird. I think I heard somebody say that last night they had a relay up in the northwestern states, so it may be something to do with that. But don't have anything to say that amounts to anything, so WE4AM, this is WE4AM. WE4AM. That's right. Back to me.
Oh, yeah, that's sir. You know what? They were having those northern lights. I remember the wife saying something about that, and it was supposed to be coming over to United States, and usually you can see it up there in Alaska and all up through there in the Rockies, but I think they said if you look good and it was clear that you might even be able to see it here. But I didn't know it was at night. I just remember saying something about a day or two ago, but I may be wrong about all that as well. But anyway, you sound good, Greg. Appreciate you always being here. Alrighty, next on the list, or the bottom of the list here, we got W4MA. It's over to you, sir, for your comments. This is WE4AM.
WE4AM from W4MA. Good evening, Kevin and Eagle Net. Great to be here this evening. Name here is Bill, Bravo India Lima Lima. I'm between Ellijay and Dahlonega. We checked in many times. You have difficulty remembering me. Maybe I'll need a call like a nursery rhyme. Maybe you can reference me then. But anyway, you always do a great job. Great to hear you. I'm an old-time SAMRC member from the first week. Hope to check in with you tomorrow night. It's been a beautiful day here today. Quite breezy, but the weather has really been good. Good copy on everyone tonight. Thanks, Kevin, for picking me up. Thanks for doing a great job. Appreciate what you do. W4AM from Whiskey 4 Mike Alpha.
All right, Mr. Bill. Well, I sure appreciate it. Thank you, sir, and glad you're here. And I do remember you from way, way back. I was here from actually before they even started the net in 90, I won't say 8, but I think it's 99. But I used to talk with Wayne Beggs and Sam and Andy and Lou, and oh my God, there's a bunch of them. Steve Waters, several of them way back yonder. But some of them come and gone, but good people, and appreciate you being here this evening. Okay, well, we had a good long list. Let me, I'm going to take one standby and do the Sam from Alabama Omega call. If you'd like to get on the Monday Night Eagle AM roster, we're at the bottom of the list. Please come now at this time. This is WE4AM.
Alpha Delta 4, Quebec.
Okay, well, we got a good tail gunner there, Dave. How's everything going up your way? AD4Q, over to you for your comments. Appreciate you stopping by. This is kind of noisy, so come on in. This is WE4AM.
All right, WE4AM and the EagleNet. This is Dave, AD4Q in Millington, Tennessee. And don't have a whole lot on the Viking 2 CDC tonight again. I'm still working on that Globe King. I made some more progress today. Found a couple more things in a bad capacitor and a bad cable. And every time I find something else. I find something else. We'll get it. Maybe one of these nights we'll check in with it. See. Anyway. Beautiful day today. A little cool, but windy and nice, but no rain anyway. That was good. I'm track, everybody. Back to you, Kevin. WE4Q.
Okay, well, we appreciate Dave. Always good to hear you. Like I said, the band guys, it was rough this evening, but we still had almost a whole page here, which is good. Very good. Anyway, the time has come at the end. Let me say I appreciate everybody that stopped by this evening. And we'll say join the W4AMI. That'll be tomorrow, Tuesday. Sam will be calling the net, and I'll be doing a pre-net. So we'll have W4AMI tomorrow, and also on Thursday we'll have the W4GCM Club net. And of course the W4AMI is on Tuesday, and Thursday night will be the W4GCM net, and they'll start around 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern on both nets, and they'll be on 3885 megacycles, as well as the Warren LA Memorial net. They'll have at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, presented by the Florida AM Group on Sunday mornings. If you're up at 6 o'clock and want to get in there, then give those guys a shout. They got a good group. Alrighty, at this time, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one who participated this evening. And this is the WE4AM Club, now clear and returning the frequency back to normal AM use. 73s, everyone from the City of Gold. This is WA4KM.